Hello everyone, I'm here with James Hofer from ACE. James, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm James Hofer. I'm General Manager at Accurate Circuit Engineering.
Can you tell me a little bit of what your company does? And
Sure. We build bare printed circuit boards, mostly RF, microwave, and antenna. Good for the space industry, good for aerospace, good for defense, good for satellites.
Even a circuit board?
Yep, bare circuit boards. Yep.
Like
Well, circuit boards are stacked in there, one, two, three, four down on there. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
We also offer assembly and layout if the customer doesn't have it. Everything's built to be ordered.
It's very limited now in the US
of
the company doing a circuit board.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more on specialists? What kind of
Sure. I'm not sure if I should look there.
Oh, you look at that, or you look at me. It doesn't matter. But.
We build for the aerospace. We do a lot of startup companies. We specialize in high speed, hybrid, advanced circuitry, RF, and antenna.
Okay.
So we're very good at mixing specialty dielectrics with lower cost dielectrics to get you the function that's needed at a price that's more comprehensive and cost effective.
Yeah, I used to work in RF and stuff like that too.
Oh, excellent.
RF communication, RF radio, you name it. And I do circuit board design
nice,
as well.
Nice.
You know, my senior design is a circuit board. My senior design is a circuit board that you can add all. It's like Lego. You add them all together.
Interesting.
So different circuits is a different part, like a resistor, transistor, a diodes, and things like that.
You snap them on.
You snap them in, and it's become a radio, a radio. So, and then later, the electrical department, one of the engineering course, took my senior design to become a lab.
Oh, beautiful.
So people can learn what the different resistor and diodes and things like that.
Sure. Difference between capacitor and resistor.
Capacitor and
different resistance values or capacitance values.
Because on the electrical circuit, they have to understand the diode, they have to understand the capacitor and the IC and all stuff like that. But each chapter is a different had different section. So that's why you put them all together, it's become one circuit design.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
However, that has to really be designed in at the beginning.
Yeah.
And we have some novel approaches on how you can, for example, make a much larger circuit form factor despite the limitations of the specialty materials. Hi, stepping in on the interview. So we've worked with that. We've also worked on stackable printed circuit boards by the use of standoffs and cavities, so that when you connect the two, the standoffs will plug into the cavities, making electrical connection between the two circuit boards.
Yeah.
That, I think, is what's keeping the North American printed circuit board enterprises afloat, is we are more responsible, more flexible, more sensitive to intellectual property, and we're quicker.
Yeah. So, because time to time recently, I receive a lot of company calling me, looking for electrical design, PCB design locally here. So where your company based?
We're in Santa Ana, California by John Wayne Airport.
Okay.
So southern Orange County on the southwest side of the country. Now we're on the southeast side of the country.
So you mind looking for a satellite office here in Florida? Because
well, only if you'd head it up for us.
Oh well, I can get more information about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yes, this will become a very limited resource right now in the U.S. because a lot of companies had moved to other countries like China and so on. We lack of resource for PCB design, electronics. A lot of engineering now, they have no idea what electronics is.
Sure.
All they know is electrical engineer.
Sure.
So how long your company is established?
We've been here for 30 years. We have 76 employees, family owned from day one. I've been running the company for 22 years, and we make a difference. And that's funny that you mentioned a lot of electrical engineers really don't know what goes into the circuit board that they're designing. I had an engineer tell me, I said, he's doing a regular board with green solder mask. I said, why don't you make the solder mask blue like your company logo? He says, well, because solder mask has to be green. I said, no, solder mask can be any color under the sun. It's green because DuPont invented it, and their company color at the time was green. He goes, oh my gosh, so I could do a pink circuit board? I said, you could do camouflage, polka dot, rainbow striped, any color you want. You just need to specify it to us.
Yeah.
And he said, well, yeah, it probably wouldn't work as good as green. I said, no, they all work just as good. And he said, wow, thank you. And that kind of touches on how we have a lot of talent and a lot of know-how, but because we send stuff over to the other side, we don't really understand what we're designing, and that's what makes Accurate different. We help you from the start to the finish.
That's why we need business back to manufacture back to America.
That's right. That's right.
Because there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of talented people here in the US. We have a lot of people who have a good skill, but the skill is phased out.
Yeah.
Because we don't have manufacture here.
That's right. That's right.
We need manufacturing back in US because even now, if I want to do something, manufacture something, I cannot like do it because so many little items is overseas.
Yeah.
China is a majority of it. They control the market. So we need a manufacturer back, and we want people to know there are a PCB circuit printer company out there in the US. So later, I will post your information on a video and how they can contact your company. Because it's very important to keep a company, your company moving forward and to keep the design here. Because there are some very security sensitive that you don't want to oversee.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because, for example, a motherboard. They can put anything on EEPROM and a BIOS. And the Windows cannot scan it. The operation system cannot scan it. But you don't know what's going on with the BIOS.
Sure.
You know, so to be more protective and safer, I think American manufacturers have to come back and grow.
I agree.
And I want a lot of company out there to look at your company and work with you to expand and grow, because I love to protect all high-tech stuff here in the U.S.
Yeah, so, and I want to keep intellect in the U.S.
Yeah. So can you share some experience that you have a challenge to get the component or thing like that?
Well, I can tell you this, we have a commercial customer who's always been a part of Accurate Circuit Engineering's customer base. And they build a product that's very similar to what you're doing because they make high definition video cameras. They're a well-known industry leader. And because of the chip shortage, they've had to go in and redesign their boards to the available components that they can get, because as you know, there's a chip shortage. So some components that are designed into their product they can't get them. But yet they still have a demand for their product. So they've had to go in and redesign using available chips, which is great for us because then we come in and build the new boards. And then they can't go to their offshore manufacturer because lead times right now offshore are running over 30 weeks. So we end up doing the redesign engineering boards, and right on top of it we'll do the pre-production or production runs, even though we're really not a production manufacturer. But I can do something in 10 days that's being quoted 10 weeks offshore.
So I used to repair electronics.
Oh, okay.
Repair TV, VCR. So when you mentioned you have to put stuff together, it's happen to me time to time that the circuit board is discontinued and the part is not available. So we have to put things together and to make
to find a way to make it work.
Find a way to make it work.
Exactly.
That's why another problem that we have is rare earth. Rare earth is a element that we use to create the chip. And China has the majority of the control.
That's right.
So even if we want to manufacture something, it's hard for us because the rare earth. That's why
rare
I
earth
think
minerals are being kept by China. That's right.
I think the space industry have to be expand more, so we can go into deep space. We're looking for something
and find some of those minerals.
Find some mineral
off
that's from other planet that can be replace the rare earth or make it better, because a lot of technology can be expand way more based on the mineral too. But the earth we have limited
resource.
So future space expand, we go in deep space, collect some mineral,
Yep.
and develop better technology, much faster.
Yep.
Like right now we have 5G network.
That's right.
If we have some kind of special rare earth, we can have is 10G network. You know.
I can tell you that we're already working on 6G circuit
Yeah,
boards.
yeah. I read on that, and I think is they look forward to release it 2028. Something like that. So you get involved with that too.
We get involved at the beginning stages because we're a prototype shop.
Uh-huh.
Once it comes into fruition, like 5G, we were working on 5G years ago before it became generally available.
Yeah.
Once it becomes generally available, that work typically goes offshore,
Uh-huh.
where it's more cost effective. So right now we're working on 6G, and then as soon as that gets released, I'm sure we'll be working on 7 and 9G.
Yeah.
And that's just the way
Yeah.
it goes. That's why we try and stay on the leading edge of technology,
Yeah.
because we have to keep up with not what's happening today, but what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, what happens
That's right.
tomorrow is very important, because if you look back to history, Star Wars is a sci-fi, but everything in Star Wars
Is here now.
Is here now.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Correct.
will live in space. Maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have a hotel resource out there too.
Yeah. We have people living in space
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
International Space Station.
That's
We've
true.
got 3D printers here at the show.
Yeah.
And in the future, when we need a part for our washing machine or a dishwasher or a car, we'll just download a time-reactive file, send it to our 3D printer. It'll print out the part right there, and we'll go and install it in whatever piece is broken.
Yeah.
That's the way of the future.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're going to be there.
Yeah, so one of my other business I hadn't mentioned to anyone, we look forward to do a 3D printer for house. They have it already,
Yep.
but we still working on developing better improvement, and we can have a cheaper resource
Yep,
to
yep.
3D printer house.
Yep.
So we get 3D printer material, supply, component.
Yep, yep.
We have food 3D printer. We had
Yep.
we had house 3D printer. So this is more and more,
Yeah,
and
agree.
that 3D printer is they can print anything in space.
Sure.
And so they can have an opportunity to go into deep space, get them mineral and develop and
Yep.
stuff like that. I think we have a lot to talk.
We
you
do,
know, and
we do.
I think I want to have a follow-up video with you.
Okay.
Either I'm flying over to you, or
Uh-huh.
if you have some event coming up here, we can
Fly out to here.
we can.
See it, yeah. You're local here?
We local here.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to
I do
meet
look
you, and
forward.
thank you for
My booth's right on the other side of there,
Yeah,
and you
so-
met my sister and nephew here.
Okay.
Oh, there's my sister there.
All right.
You all
So, if anybody looking for a US-based electronic design circuit board (PCB), contact ACE.
Yep.
They are here. Support them so they can stay in the US and keep the business growing, and
Absolutely.
help America manufacture coming back to the US. And thank you.
www.ace-pcb.com.
Well, thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you again.
Thank you.